my dude?
I mean, where will you be when the time is right?
Not on a scarecrow.
Hey everyone! Grave Cinema here, bringing you another reaction review video. Yay!
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah. I know.
But
It's been a while since I've actually uploaded or posted anything, but that's because life gets busy. So, but
schooling and God, I don't feel like I've stopped since August.
there's a lot of stuff to do. But we can still watch movies and film them to eventually upload them.
You'll see this sometime. What time is it now? Who knows?
Who knows?
Whose pants are these? Not mine.
Ooh. But the movie we're doing, since
these are my pants.
you really wanted to do this one, was
motherfucker.
Pearl.
Goes and watches these without me, and then that's yum.
Well, here, you're gonna see it tonight. So now, as we recall, Pearl is
the sequel prequel to X.
Technically, it's a prequel. It did come out after X, but since it takes place before it, it's called a prequel.
I know it's called a prequel, but it's the second in the series.
The second released.
Right. When you release a prequel after the original movie,
it's called a prequel.
It's still weird.
It's called a that's the name for it. Prequel.
I would like there to be a prequel of
If you release the prequel first, it's not the prequel. It's just the first movie.
They should do a prequel of Scream where they killed Sydney's mom.
They could, maybe.
Scream, the first kill.
Yes. Roman! Bring Roman back. He's the best Ghostface.
Isn't he the one that taught Billions to do everything anyway?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Did all the kills by himself, yeah. Roman, yeah.
Sorry, every time you bring up sequel, prequel, whatever the fuck it is called, I cannot help but go back to Scream, and we'd have to go back to the rules now.
What are the rules? There are no rules!
He never did rules for a prequel.
Not for a horror prequel, that's right. They haven't done that yet, so
I am just saying, opportunity gold.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
But we'll be doing this prequel to X. What do you remember about X?
There was porn!
Yeah.
So they go to a place, a random farm in Texas, which is basically working as an Airbnb, though they don't call it that because it's the 80s. And they're there to shoot porn. And they are all over this guy's farm.
Artful.
Shooting porn.
It's art.
And Jenna Ortega was in it, so was Mia Goth. Mia Goth was technically the main character.
What do you mean technically? She was the main character.
I mean, a lot of the story did not center on her.
She also played the old-aged Pearl.
Yeah,
she was the main actress in that movie.
But they've realized very quickly, first of all, I can never get past the fact that Jenna Ortega was the girlfriend of the guy who was the cinematographer for the porn movie, but couldn't handle his own girlfriend doing a scene. And she's just like, well, if it doesn't mean anything, I want to do it. And then we get to see just legal Jenna Ortega semi-doing a porn scene.
It's legal.
That's the part of the movie that stuck out to me the most. Oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's fine.
Isn't that
matter.
a lot of porn?
Well,
just
fine.
legal?
Then I want to do a scene. Now it matters. And somebody turned into a little boy very quickly, who is very upset and throwing a very pouty temper tantrum, even though it's sex and it doesn't mean anything.
And then he gets killed first.
And then he gets killed first.
And then there are other deaths and such. And then eventually Mia Goth's character overcomes the villains at the end.
Yes, because you realize that the villains are the Airbnb hosts.
Old people.
Because the old Mia Goth, who is the wife to the guy that owns the place, is actually a psychopathic serial killer. And the husband's like, well, I gotta protect my wife. But then you find out that they have someone that they've been holding in the basement for weeks on end. And Jenna Ortega almost makes it. Almost.
Gets it in the side of the head, though, running out the house.
Yep.
Surprise! You're dead.
And then
at the end, she overcomes them and...
Maxine, the Mia Goth character, Maxine.
Yes,
who is the quote-unquote main character.
Takes out Pearl.
By driving over her head repeatedly, like my family does to snakes.
Nice. And she goes on to have her next adventure in the third movie, Maxine, which came out this year that I saw, which I really enjoyed. Others, not big fans, but I liked it. I know what it was going for. So
Reason number one
Yeah.
why I absolutely hate starting a series that hasn't finished, because he won't let me go watch those in theater. So then I get to see him go and watch it and post his review, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you bastard, I can't go watch this, and you did this to me.
don't worry, we'll get to Maxine after we get to Pearl. But right now we're doing Pearl,
Right now we're
which
doing Pearl.
is the story of the old woman character from the first film.
But when she was young and sexy and can have sex whenever she wants instead of just every now and again when her husband can actually put it up.
And how she went crazy. That's essentially
And
this.
how
So
she
I've
went
seen
crazy.
I did already see I've seen the whole trilogy yet, but this is gonna be your first time watching Pearl, so you're excited. Alright.
Of course.
So nice recap. So we're gonna watch this and afterwards we'll give you our review. Alright?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Pearl!
Bam! A Little Lamb production. Who'd have thought a Little Lamb would put out a horror movie?
Yeah, because this is set in like 1930s or so, they give this a lot of like Wizard of Oz vibe, like old Hollywood and Technicolor, so a lot of bright colors. And there's the farm.
The same farm, so it was her farm, not his farm.
For X, they did that first, then they did this, they painted everything up, and the people who own the place actually liked it, so now it's all refreshed.
Wie du es versprochen hast.
German, huh?
One day you'll never see me again.
'Cause you'll be
Right,
dead.
Charlie? One day the whole world's gonna know my name. A star.
She's a star.
And that's a duck. Or goose.
What are you doing in
It's
here,
goose.
Mr. Deuce?
Foul.
You gonna kill a goose? Yep. She killed the goose.
That is a dead goose. You can tell because of the red.
She's gonna use it to feed the gator. Lives in that there pond.
Go on, girl.
She's just like Betty White's character in Lake Placid, essentially.
So totally.
Nom nom nom. Pearl! 1918.
Ooh, even earlier than the 30s. Oof.
Says the Allies have taken control of France.
So the farmhands gone because they're German, or are the farmhands gone because of World War II?
World War One.
World War One.
Looks like he had a stroke.
The mortar shells are deafening. Many soldiers have gone mad with the fear.
Drum fire.
Carnage from the gas has shown me things I won't soon forget. I will always be proud to serve my country. Your loving husband, Howard.
God forbid sickness returns to our home.
Oh. Did the Spanish flu do that to him? Didn't think the flu could do that, but I guess the flu could have potentially caused a stroke.
Clever out, I think I want to say, of Ti West to set this during the time period when our own pandemic this century just occurred at the same time. Give it like that bit of symmetry between then and now.
Yeah,
So the
she
audience
didn't
can
cover
connect
her
more.
mouth.
Morphine.
Oh, there you go.
She needs some of that morphine herself.
Want to come watch the second show? I'm the projectionist.
And our future Superman.
I need to get going.
He was casted as
I was
cast
expecting
as the
it,
next
but I
Superman.
appreciate the
I wouldn't mind seeing you up on that screen one day, Mrs.
Pearl.
Why do I feel like one of them's gonna turn into a scarecrow at some point?
That's just your thinking.
No, that's watching a bunch of horror movies and seeing it happen several times.
I mean, I suppose it can happen.
May I have this dance?
You're turning a scarecrow.
She has needs.
Why do I feel like the projectionist is gonna die too?
I'm married!
Scarecrow's getting some action. Her mind is going to a special place right now.
What took you so long?
Yay, an axe.
Far ride, Mama.
You're about to touch your daddy's... Oh, baby. What are you doing? No, she's not.
Trying to see if he can feel.
Are you still in there?
And then she just squeezes his throat. Like, that's normal. Where's Mom? She's about to break in.
I mean, you saw what she becomes in X.
I did.
You know she's not all there.
Oh no, she's definitely not. She just got off on a scarecrow, my dude!
I mean, where will you be when the time is right?
Not on a scarecrow.
Where are you going?
To bed.
I did not excuse you from the table.
She's a grown woman who's married.
Controlling mother.
Wir haben hier nicht viel Geld,
Make me the biggest star the world has ever known. So that I may get far, far away from this place.
And yet she's still in the same house 50 years later.
Hi, Mitzi. I like your dress. Oh, thank you. Now the army. The lengths my brother will go to just to spite his father. There's a dance audition this Saturday at our church for a Christmas chorus line. And we'll be touring 7 different cities before the year ends. Doesn't that sound exciting? Sister-in-laws have to stick together, right? Mitzi!
So hubby's family has money.
Charlie, this could be it.
Not if you keep kissing cows.
Charlie's surprised.
Hey! It's the house from the place with the things and the stuff.
Yes, the place with the things and the stuff.
Weren't those the things under the bed when they were renting it out?
Don't remember exactly. Have to. You watch X.
Ah, stole her mama's dress.
Sneaky, sneaky. It's a nice shot.
Well, I didn't expect to see you again this soon.
Can't believe you get to see the pictures every day for free.
Yeah, not a bad gig, huh? What would you like to see? How about something different tonight? How about a film nobody else has seen?
Oh. It's one of those films.
Never seen anything like that before now, have you?
Is it legal?
Will be eventually. People pay an arm and a leg to see this.
Just like an X.
Plan on capitalizing her. You could even be in pictures like this. I know I'd watch you.
Oh, will he?
We should go now.
Mama's already known you're gone. Or they wouldn't be showing us.
Sounds like she's crying.
She didn't change out the dress first. She's still got that pig out there. Why the hell would you leave that out there? Why do I feel like she's taking her father to meet the crocodile or gator she's got there? Oh fuck, she is.
Maybe she's just taking him out to get some fresh air.
Nah. Too close to the edge.
I'm leaving soon. It'd be easier for me if I didn't feel like I was abandoning you. I love you, Daddy, but this is no way to live.
Good.
I'm talking with Daddy.
You need to get him back to the house.
Why do you hate me, Mama?
I only want what's best.
See? Shouldn't beat him.
Yet.
Where are you?
What the fuck are you doing, dumbass? Oh, she gonna be a mama.
Well, considering there's another gator there like 50 years later.
Yeah, but there's only one. Well,
Maybe only one left.
you stole her eggs? That's not nice.
Still one egg.
I wonder if that's the one that lives.
Stop staring at me.
It's a cow. Do you feel better now?
She's trying to feel something. She's trying to take control of her life.
How'd you find that?
I am not blind to what goes on around here. Isolate yourself until we know you're not ill.
There's a dance audition in town tomorrow. I'm going to it.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. If I'm meant to live out the rest of my days with you and Daddy on this farm, then so be it. But I'm only young once. But I have to know that I tried, or I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life.
It's almost as abhorrent as your sinful behavior. It's only a matter of time before you hurt someone else. Malevolence is festering in you. I see it.
I mean, she's not wrong right now.
Here, take it. That's what you really desire, isn't it? What about us getting what we want?
Looks like Mother's been frustrated quite a lot herself.
But when you fail, I want you to remember what it feels like. Because that's how I feel every time I look at you. Nearly everything I ever had has been taken from me.
I just don't want to look like you, is all.
She's on fire.
It really wasn't her fault her mom caught fire.
No, but maybe she'll blame herself for it.
Where are you going? It's not even 6 a.m. yet.
I have to practice my routine. I need to be perfect for my audition today.
Well,
Projectionist is gonna die too then.
nowadays, with all the-
Daddy, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get you cleaned up real soon, okay? I just have a guest right now.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
He's weirded out.
Tell me more about Europe. When can I go?
There's no we, baby. You just fucked him one night.
I like the wallpaper.
So vibrant, but not overpowering.
It's our dog. She made a mess in the kitchen while I was away, so I put her in the root cellar.
That's an explanation. Makes perfect sense.
Oh, boy. Oh, I better be getting back, you know?
Did I do something wrong?
No?
Then why did you just go cold on me?
Look, I gotta get back to work, all right? I'll see you later.
When?
It's an
What?
interesting tie.
When will I see you?
The way the
I don't know,
end's
Pearl, it's just
angled.
an expression.
You're not gonna take me to Europe,
Mexican
are you?
cut.
Tell me the truth.
Nothing. Calm
No!
down.
Why are you leaving me? If I didn't do anything wrong, I don't understand. I thought you liked me! Why are you leaving me? What did you see? Why did you change?
You're
Because I
scaring me,
recognize the
Pearl.
crazy now.
Because it's been one day you slept together once.
Wish you the best of luck with your audition.
Now the killing begins.
Now the intentional killing begins.
I'm not staying on this farm!
Well, that's one way to get a car.
Mama's
You don't
dead yet.
remember what it feels like. That's how I felt every time you looked at me.
getting the blood off of you. He's terrified.
And he knows there ain't fuck all he can do.
Mm-hmm.
There's the red.
What do you think? Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it's bad for her environment, pushing a vehicle in there.
Don't think she's really thinking about the environment right now.
No, definitely not.
I had some chores to do around the house. I've been in such a flap all by myself. Rumor has it they may only be taking one gal per town. It has to be me.
Think it's gonna be Pearl?
If it's not me, then I hope it's you. Right?
I don't know.
It has to be me. Oh, Pearl, I'm so nervous. What did they let me right off stage? I don't think I could handle that. You're a good friend. Emma? Of course you are.
Sister-in-laws have to stick together, right?
Show them pearly whites. Yeah, just put yourself in the headspace. That's all you gotta do.
I need to. Have a count.
Yay! She's a star.
Thank you. But it's gonna be a no.
I don't think that's the answer she wanted.
Sorry, just not what we had in mind.
For the time, she actually was pretty good.
Well, that was the best dancing I've
She had
ever
spirit.
We already have plenty of gals like you in the troupe. We're looking for something different. More all-American, younger and blonde.
If you were looking for a blonde, why didn't you say?
X Factor. Another tie into X.
Next.
X Factor's been a thing though forever.
I don't know, but it's a nice
Tie into X.
way to tie it into. But yeah, they really should have said if they were looking for just blondes.
I'm afraid so.
Oh.
Promise? Time to go. Please. You don't understand. I need this.
I can bleach my hair.
Next in line. I'm a star.
Time to go.
No, I'm a star.
Yes, you are, Pearl. You're a star. Okay, Pearl, it's just one audition. There'll be more.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, this is a girl who has been in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
She got it. And then she's gonna die.
What makes you think that?
Because she's younger and blonde. And it's a horror movie. And she just lost her mind, so why wouldn't they?
Can kind of see that coming from this point. It does seem like where it's going.
How about I take you home?
Those maggots be feasting.
Is that our pig?
Mama was right. I'm never getting off this farm.
You know, the first thing about quality dancing.
I'm worried there may be something real wrong with me, Mitzi.
Pretend I'm Howard, and you just say whatever's on your mind. Go on, get it all out.
First person that shows her a lick of kindness and she's gonna trust him like a freaking baby lamb, and then it's all gonna blow up in her face, and then Mitzi's gonna end up dead. She's gonna get the axe, kill her mama for being right about her not making it as a dancer.
I hate you so much for leaving me here. Sometimes I hope you die. I'm sorry.
What else have you done, Pearl?
Oh, hell. Truth is, I'm not really a good person.
Pearl, I think I
The
should.
reason I kept my eyes to the ground all my life, I've wanted off this farm. You were my ticket out. I made sure to never let you see who I really was. You just wanted to stay here on our farm, and that made me so angry. How could you be so selfish and cruel after all I'd done to make you happy? I was even pregnant with your baby. I was so relieved when it died. It was one less way keeping me trapped here, but then the war came and you left me too. I don't know why. What did I do? Why wasn't my family like yours? I hate what it feels like to be me and not you.
It was a great
I'm
monologue,
so scared
done
that
all
when
in
you
one
finally
take,
come
too.
home, you'll see me and be frightened like terrible, awful, murderous things. I regret them now, but I liked how they felt. I wish I didn't, but I did. Killing's easier than you'd think. I made such a mess of things. I don't know how much more it can take. All I really want is to be loved.
Now your sister-in-law is horrified.
It's a great monologue, though.
I should probably get going now.
Just walk away.
Are you frightened of me? Do you think I'm sick?
No,
It wasn't me. I'm glad it was you, right?
it's gonna be real swell. Dancing around the state.
You always get everything you want.
I have to go now.
You're not gonna say anything, are you? Nobody has to know. It can be our secret, Mitzi.
Agree to the secret. Yes, yes. Get the fuck out.
Run! She ain't gonna get that far.
Cliche. You tripped running away.
She's running through dirt in heels. That was bound to happen. It would have happened to me a lot sooner.
Great long one shot, though.
I won't tell anyone! Please, I swear! Please, not making the best of what I have.
Just like Mother said.
What a shot.
Nice. Mark.
Goats will eat anything. Ew.
Bless us, O Lord.
There's the Hebs.
Pearl? Helen? I'm so happy you're home.
The end. I think as I recall, Ti West during this part didn't tell her how long the take was going to be for this smile, to just have her keep smiling until cut was
Jeez,
called.
that must have hurt.
Really sticks with the
I'm a psycho!
yeah, that theme of everything's fine. I'm fine.
We're fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Her poor face.
It just keeps going. But it did give us,
And she's
What-
crying too.
and it's one of the most memorable moments from this movie too. It's just that smile over the credits here. Am I doing good, Mr. West?
Oh my god, the snot dribble. She's really crying.
There's a reason why Fangoria gave her the Best Performance Award for this year, for this movie. She gave it her all. Alright, so that was Pearl. And now that you finally got to see Pearl, What are your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, it just makes me feel bad for her. She obviously is suffering from all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
There's a lot of elements of the psychotic break of somewhat maybe normal person just finally loses it. Like you get some psycho vibes from this, a little bit of the Carrie mother-daughter relationship vibe in that.
Right, like she's a grown-ass married woman and her mother still rules her like she's 16. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, it could have been a different time, you know, matriarch, her house at that point, so her rules. That's the vibe, but still, it's like you can see while Pearl feels trapped and wants to escape very badly.
Absolutely trapped. Like, holy shit. I can't blame her. I would too in her shoes.
Would you do all the killing too?
No, I'd probably just leave.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I get her mom's left to deal with a farm alone in the middle of Germans are bad time. But at the same time, it's not fair to put that on your daughter. I also don't think she should have gotten married if she wanted to leave town, though.
She did mention in that monologue she was hoping she could leave to go to like where Howard lived and all that, but his goal was to go live in the farm life, and was all part of the monologue. How she was just so angry about that because
that monologue,
just
it
like a
really
first step to
honestly
trying to escape. Yeah,
made you feel like you sympathized for the character and that like she had no escape. And at that time period, in the early 1900s, the parents still basically owned their daughters until they got married. So that would have been her only way out. So, yeah. It's just such a tough time, not to mention you're in the middle of a pandemic, which we all know what that feels like now.
Yes, we do. It's part of the reason why they said it during this time, to give us that bit more intimate view into the time.
I know that when everything was shut down, it's not like that I ever felt trapped by this house.
You just wish you could get out a bit more.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Like, I felt like I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. Like, even going outside was risky.
Seeing your friends.
No social interaction. The
Yeah.
only social interaction we had was us being trapped in this house way too much. Like, I love you, but there is such a thing as too much. And you do need to give people space.
Too much of me?
You get too much of me all the fucking time, so I don't want to hear it. And you get cranky when you don't get your alone time.
Okay, I understand. No, it is a very much a thing. You can't get too much of another person if they're always there. You do have to have times where you're by yourself to decompress and just focus on you. She was having way too much alone time, though, for her. She needed to actually get out to see
people,
others.
At least. Like, go see her sister-in-law. It's not that bad. You're not going to bring illness home that way. You could socially distance like they were. They were speaking from a distance. Like, there's only so much a person can take.
Before they start to murder.
I mean, before they have a psychotic break. For that,
and then start to murder.
It's different for everybody. Some people murder. Some people hurt themselves. Some people essentially go through a midlife crisis. It's different for everybody. It's how your body reacts to it. Just like the fucking virus itself we're all trying to hide from. How your body reacts to it is different for everybody.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's also a very thematically different film than X was. X, you have that 70s Texas Chainsaw Slasher vibe. This is a much more intimate character piece. Detailing...
It's very much about her.
Pearl's, yeah, and her downward spiral into murder.
With X, it was a group of people. You got a little bit into each of them. With Pearl, it was very much Pearl. You didn't really get Mom's backstory. You didn't get Dad's backstory. We still don't know why he's in the damn chair.
My guess is probably the flu caused stroke-like occurrence.
Was it the flu? Or was it Pearl?
We don't know.
She said, I can't handle you doing this again.
That's a question. We don't know.
So
That's just the assumption we
Or
have.
was she talking about the baby that died?
Possibly, yeah, because you figure that out during that whole monologue.
So, yeah. Very intimate into the mind of a sociopath. Well, she's not a sociopath, but she definitely is a psycho. And it's something that stays with her, like the trauma never leaves. Like, and isolation is a form of trauma. You will go crazy if you are left alone too long.
Yeah, and they do show, like, the classic symptoms of becoming a serial killer, where they're starting small with, like, the animals, and then you accidentally kill one person, and then you intentionally start to kill a few others, and by then, you're just a serial killer.
Right. She didn't accidentally kill her mom. She accidentally set her on fire.
But she wasn't helping her.
She helped her. She put her out.
She put her down. She was still breathing when she put her down in that cellar.
Right.
She hit her away.
She was not helping then, and that was essentially the act of killing that is what did it. And knocking her down the stairs a second time. That was when she died.
Yeah, that was her intention going, you know what? This already started, might as well finish it.
Right, but she didn't ever accidentally...
She did not intend to set her mother on fire in that instance.
And that is what led to her mother dying, was her mother getting set on fire.
She did fully intend to stabby Mr. Projectionist
That
man.
was a crime of passion. It happened in a moment when she lost control of herself.
Mm-hmm. But that was still intentful. But the real intent, her father.
Her father and her sister-in-law.
At that point, she's like, I am now murder.
Because she hunted her down.
Oh, she just sauntered out leisurely and
like she was going to go chop some wood.
An axe. Where do I want to stick this? You! Wah, 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 wah. And then you can see that nice gnarly moment at the end where she's just chopping her up to feed her croc or gator.
That effect they did where it really still looked like the girl's face.
It was good work.
Yeah. That was really good special effects work.
And nice blood effect, too.
Yeah, good practical effects. You love that.
Nice.
I would say there's no CGI in this.
Yeah, and a good red, too. One thing I do love about this movie is the use of color, letting it be saturated. Very much invoking that Technicolor vibe of the old Hollywood movies. Because a lot of times nowadays, the color grading, they try to be like more realistic or more subtle. No, they just pop the colors out and it makes it very visually pleasing for me to watch in that instance. I do appreciate that.
The red has always been a key color. It's always been considered a power color, so it's not really surprising.
You got her in the red dress, the red barn, and then the red blood. Those big red elements that you had.
Especially the dress, though. Like, that clinches it.
Like, even right here, you got the blood, the dress, the barn, right here on the cover.
And the X.
Yes.
I like how they did that to tie it into the first one.
Yeah. It's an extraordinary origin story.
It would have been cool to see how Howard decided to react to it, though.
My guess is she gave him the same monologue she gave her sister-in-law. And he agreed, yes, I do love you, and I will cover for you because he's with her an ex. Like,
except we're gonna stick in there the sister-in-law's death too, because
oh yeah, there's more death we gotta cover up.
Yep.
So,
even though we fed Mitzi to the gator, it's gonna be fine.
There's no body,
honestly,
no evidence.
That
Just
was
a missing person.
Of all the people that in that movie did not deserve to die.
She really didn't.
She really didn't.
At that point, she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time with somebody who's just now gone too far.
And neither did the father, obviously. I mean, what was he supposed to do? Though I will argue that was more of a Dr. Kevorkian mercy killing than it was.
You could see her rationalizing that in some instance, that it's
because
freeing her and him at the same time. Whereas the projectionist was the crime of passion, but her killing of her sister-in-law.
Well, the projectionist also could be.
That was her avenging a slight.
Could be like pointed out that he did sleep with a married woman, knowing she was a married woman.
It's not against the law, though.
It's not against the law, but it's not advisable when you know in that time period nobody is polyamorous.
That we are aware of. For the most part, yeah.
Well, okay, so
People have been freaky for all
I
of
was gonna say
humankind.
there was a
there
lot
could
of
be people
that
back then that
in
have
the
arrangements.
So
Yeah.
history lesson. During the Victorian era, there were such a thing as dominatrixes. They were advertised as governesses with birch discipline.
Ooh, like Mary Poppins.
A little bit more than that.
Practically
though.
perfect in every way.
Yeah, honey, she
What?
focused on real children, not grown men that act like children.
That could have been her night job. You don't know.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, so the kink world has been around for a while, and in the 1920s, things did get quite wild and crazy with the flapper movement, but that was not in small town rural Europe, USA. That is definitely where she is.
Texas.
Small town Texas, no less.
Yeah.
Definitely not happening there. So, and he knew that. Despite being a European vagabond.
Bohemian.
Bohemian.
He's Bohemian.
Bohemia is dead. Sorry.
This is Calcutta. Bohemia is dead.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Thank you for going to the same place.
Yeah.
You still knew better. You're in small town USA. And you still knew better.
Doesn't matter, had sex.
I know.
And then he died.
And then he died.
Because he put his dick in crazy.
Yeah, you would know nothing about that.
What?
That is what your friends say. You have to stop putting your dick in crazy. Granted, I don't think they know all the places you put your dick, but that's what they have said to me, so.
What? Sometimes you don't know they're crazy until after the fact.
He didn't know
And
she
he
was
didn't know she
crazy
was
until
crazy
after the fact.
So, between this and X, which one did you like better? That's always a question when you come to comparing, like, movies and series, especially when they're so different in the vibes, and setting and, like, the theme. Curious.
Probably X. But I like the fact that Pearl exists because you know me, I love backstory. Seeing how Pearl got the way she did is calming to certain parts of my brain. But that we're wondering, you know, how'd she get like that in old lady form?
Like that.
Right. But it's gonna be X because, one, there was a wider cast of characters that got killed. There was more flesh to the story, whereas she was a very personal story and it was about her. Having more background, more stories at play, because you had the dynamic between Jenna Ortega and her boyfriend, who was a cinematographer. You had the two that were along for the ride that were just the actors, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And then you had the director, and you had Maxine. You had 3 different stories going on there, and then you add in the owners of the farm.
No.
And then you start killing.
Then the murder.
And then you had the guy in the basement into it. And the fact that Jenna Ortega almost got out alive. Nah, I like this. And I love that I'm getting to see the backstory because I love that. But definitely X. Plus, X had more titties.
Yeah, it is. Having also seen Maxine myself, seeing the whole trilogy, I am of the opinion that this is the best made one. Like, the best theme, art, cinematography, performance. I think this is the best made. But the one I prefer the most is X for myself, because I personally like the slasher vibes. We have our genres we like, things that...
And you are a slasher king, and I am definitely more of the serial killer vibe.
Things that give you more of a comfort watch, and I will admit that I would, out of the 3, probably rewatch X the most out of all of them, even though I still really enjoyed watching this, especially for the second time.
Like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I like how it was shot. I like how it was done. I like how it shows her slow descent into madness and then that final break. You know? But yeah, no, I agree. X.
Yeah.
I'll give you that full opinion once we watch Maxine.
Yeah. Maxine, I don't know if I could properly rank these as, like, best, bad, worst, or best not as good, and whatever. Just in that sense that they're so different.
That is something that I have
Yeah.
noticed because I've seen the trailers for Maxine.
And Maxine,
it's vastly different than X, and it's vastly different than Pearl.
it's in the same slasher vicinity of X, but it's more giallo slasher. Like that's what they refer to the Italian slashers. There's Tenebrae, Deep Red. Basically, it's like a masked killer, hat, gloves. Like you get that in Maxine. Yeah, a bit like that too. And and the ending, I think it's the ending that a lot of people feel let down on, the way they ended the story, but I wasn't too upset with that. But there's a lot of good stuff in Maxine, which I think you'll like once we get to that.
So from what I can see from the trailer, it honestly, I love how he did this. And I love that it intrigues me that this is a prequel, but the 2 movies after the original one are basically what created the original one. Because if you look at it, in Maxine, she goes to Hollywood. She gets that Hollywood life.
Yeah, somebody who was
So it's
very much
very-
the same like her.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Getting the
right?
dream.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have Farm Girl here, who gets trapped on a farm, and then eventually comes okay with it, but she has to have a psychotic break and kill 4 people to do it. And
then
you get
more
that.
later on.
In X, you actually get the combination of the 2 after it instead of the 2 before it, like you would in other series. In other series, you would have one way, one the other way, and then the third one would be the baby of the 2. In this series, you have the baby of the 2 and then the parent films. From what I can tell, having not seen Maxine. Now, I could be completely wrong. But if he did it that way, that is clever as fuck, and it's not seen before. And to do something not seen before in film at this point is not easy.
Yeah, I think as a trilogy, this is one of the better trilogies out there. It's not linear because you got a prequel right after the first one, but it's very well done, and it's especially for the horror genre, just doing trilogies, as Scream said, it is a rarity. But it does happen, and it can be good, and I feel like this is a very good trilogy. So, and once I'm able to get Maxine, eventually we'll watch that together again. Or I'll watch that again, and you'll be able to watch it the first time and give your review on that one too. So, do you have any final thoughts, though, on Pearl, the prequel to X?
It was worth the wait.
Worth the wait. Alright.
And it was everything I hoped for in a backstory. Yeah. Intriguing that they made them German. I think that's probably the only thing that was mildly confusing to me, is that her mom was very German. But I guess...
Well, there were a lot of German immigrants at the time, as I recall.
I mean, yeah, but...
And thematically, they're fighting World War One. They're be seen as more outsiders. They can't be amongst the people too much. It helps for the isolation.
I suppose that's true. But yeah, all in all, good prequel, good backstory, good character work, good clothes. Like the vintage clothing is almost perfect. I love how that looked on her. She even pulled off, like...
Yeah, we're seeing like the disc.
She pulled off
previews.
prairie, Little House on the Prairie fucking shit. And it actually looks good on her. Like, brava, madam. Yeah. That's what I got.
All right. So that was Pearl, the great prequel to X, and directed by Ti West, with Mia Goth getting her best lead performance for the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards for that year. Which, you know, better than the Oscars. I still watch the Oscars.
Oscars don't generally watch horror movies.
That's the sad fact of the horror genre. It does not get the respect it deserves when it definitely
really
is deserved.
doesn't.
Outside of a few rare occasions, like with Misery and Silence of the Lambs. Because Kathy Bates got the Oscar for Best Actress in Misery. Very well deserved. And,
Very well deserved.
And Silence of the Lambs got the pretty much Oscar Grand Slam of
Because it was wonderful.
director, actor, actress, screenplay, and picture.
Yeah.
Only 2 other films have gotten all those awards.
I
in
would have
history.
personally given Mia Goth an Oscar for that monologue alone. Because that,
Yeah.
to summon that emotion was just
And
to
people
go through all of those things, and she looked like she was processing everything as she said it. Like,
it
that's
was great. Yeah, and people still say that I believe it's Toni Collette from Hereditary as the mother should have gotten something, if not the award, at least a nomination, but nothing. Oscar
the amount
season.
of grief she put on that screen. Oh, good God.
Yeah, and that was much more. That could have just been a straight up drama film without the added part at the end with the possession and all
wasn't
that. It
necessary.
still would have been effective.
Yeah.
I believe if it was just like that, she definitely would have got something. But since you had that horror element at the end, it didn't get the full respect it deserves amongst critics, which I really do not like. You shouldn't just throw away whole genres just because they're not considered prestigious enough.
Just because there's a lot of boobs, butts, and tits doesn't mean... excuse me, blood, butts, and tits. I know words.
Blood, breasts, and bees.
That's Joe Bob's version.
I know.
Okay?
But yeah, like comedy as well doesn't get a lot of respect amongst the actual Academy. It's always drama this or history period piece
They don't
that.
take it seriously, and it's not...
Yeah.
It does. Not everything has to be serious. For it to be a good performance, not everything has to be serious. Sometimes it just has to entertain you.
And this entertains.
It definitely entertains, and it entertains without being really scary. Like, I think I could have handled that when you first started showing me films without too much of a problem. You know? Like, it's seeing someone descend into madness without actually watching the I'm gonna kill you now, you know, go full Harley Quinn. No, it's a slow descent. It's a controlled descent. And it shows the true and proper remorse and the trauma that she goes through. Like, I don't think enough of that is put out in the world to be seen. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but hopefully we'll get more great performances like this.
Yeah, like if they make a movie of A Court of Thorns and Roses. That would be great.
I'm sure I still gotta finish
You do!
reading that series.
You do!
So
Because they also go through trauma.
not
and
my fault I
grief.
read a bunch of books all at once.
It is your fault. That is wholly your fault. That's all your decisions. I'm not forcing you to read a bunch of books at once. That was your choice.
Well, it's okay.
Sorry.
Looks like I'm gonna finish my Roommate's a Vampire soon because I'm really enjoying that one.
Yeah.
Some of them I will just read kind of straight through once I get really into them. Other ones I'll be like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there.
Yeah, he reads books like some people watch TV shows where he reads a chapter and then puts down the book and picks up another book.
Well, done with that
drives
episode.
Me crazy, and I don't know how he does it. And it hurts. It makes my brain itch.
I'm a special person
You really are.
with a special brain,
You really do.
with special needs. I ride special
No.
buses.
You don't ride any buses. You drive yourself. And you don't have that many special needs.
I'm just special.
You are special.
My mom says I'm special.
And his mom is wonderful. So you gotta believe her.
Yes. All right, so thank you for joining us for this Watch of Pearl.
A wonderful sidetrack into our lives.
And also our review and thoughts on this. It's one of my favorite things about doing this is just talking about the movies I watch and the movies I love watching.
Yes.
So
as always, we would love to see your opinions in the comments
Yes.
or your trivia, especially your trivia.
let us know which one of the movies you prefer the most as well. I think that it's always something cool
Yes,
to
but
see.
please, remember I haven't seen Maxine, so don't reveal anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us, and until the next video.
Stay spooky.
Bye.
And remember, you need people. I don't care if you think you need people, you need people and social interaction. Humans are social creatures. If you don't think you need that, go get help. Please, don't get an axe. I have an axe.
Oh dear. Bye.
Bye.